Shalom, all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, Ba'ashem Rakah Chodash. My name is Jacobo from Plaintables Camp. This is Matthew 24 and 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. All right, so we're hearing about wars in Ukraine. Russians and Ukrainians fighting each other, which are the same people. We got the Israeli Khazar Jays fighting the Arabs in the Levant. These are all wars, and we're hearing that the war is going to escalate because now the Ukrainians have permission to shoot the missiles that they already had into Russia. So that proves who's running the show. You got the Neo-Babylonians, the modern Babylonians, the daughter of Babylon, running the Ukraine. So it's really a proxy war that's going on there to fight Ruski, Magog, Gog and Magog. All right, so let's look into. It says Ukrainian attacks could merit nuclear response against NATO. Medvedev, former president, now he's the chairman of the Russian Security Council. That's his position now. Moscow revised nuclear doctrine permits retaliatory strikes against NATO for the kind of attacks the U.S. President Joe Biden reportedly authorized last week. Former Russian President Dmitry Medvedev has warned Washington has reportedly granted Kyiv permission to use, what's the acronym for, Army Tactical Missile Systems. And let's go to this video. Two videos here. This is fury in Russia at serious escalation of Ukraine missile move. I mean, they already had the missiles, but now they're given permission. So, I mean, it's clearly that this is a direction, a U.S.-led direction. Cause to bring in the Third World War. They know about the prophecies. When that's in the book of Ezekiel.
The Kremlin has reacted to the United States allowing Ukraine to use long-range missiles to strike targets in Russia, accusing President Biden of fueling tensions. It's also warning the move could escalate the conflict. The decision by the outgoing US president is a major policy shift. It means Ukraine can now use Army tactical missile systems, known as ATACMS, to defend its forces in Russia's Kursk region on Ukraine's northeast border. Russian President Vladimir Putin previously warned the West that he would consider such a move to be a major escalation in the conflict. Our North American.
And remember now, there's not a total war situation within Ukraine right now. It's not a total war. Total war means that the Russians would, knock out all utilities, roadways, not all of them, but that would be the tactic, like, the Americans did in Iraq. They would start dilapidating everything, the water, no-fly zones. They would knock out the roads, all electricity. So, and then they would start rolling in their Air Force armies, completely invading it. So it's not a total war there now. But let's see what happens,
America correspondent David Willis has this report.
The aftermath of the latest missile attack on Ukraine, Russia's largest in months. This, the city of Sumy, near the Russian border, after a missile hit a residential area, killing 10 people and injuring many more. As President Biden arrived in Rio for the G20 summit, reports emerged of new US measures to help Ukraine defend itself. Authorization from the outgoing leader for the use of long-range, American-made guided missiles capable of striking deep into Russian territory.
Yeah, so the war is escalating. Let's go to This is AI Telly. I guess he reviews videos on AI. He has over 1 million subscribers. Now let's listen in.
Ukraine has been employing the Army Tactical Missile System, also pronounced ATACMS. They were used against Russian targets in occupied Ukrainian territory for over a year. These missiles have been used to strike air bases in the occupied Crimean Peninsula and military positions in the Zaporizhzhia region. However, the United States had previously prohibited Ukraine from deploying these long-range missiles inside Russia until now.
So that proves who's the hand behind this war, because they gave them missiles and they gave them stipulations. They basically direct where those missiles go. So this is a very much a Western war, American war. Not only are they supplying the Ukrainians with missiles, they're directing them. They're telling them exactly where to go.
The Lockheed Martin ballistic missiles, among the most powerful provided to Ukraine, have a range of up to 300 kilometers, which translates to around 186 miles. The shift in U.S. policy reportedly comes in response to the recent deployment of North Korean troops to support Russia in the Kursk border region, where Ukraine has held territory since August. Let's take a closer look at why the ATACMS is considered such a
Yeah, and then the Koreans got into the war. So I don't know if that's did they march over there or did they fly over? Maybe the Chinese government let them actually march through. I don't know why he drew the line there, but that may be literal, or they may have flown. Well, that's military aircraft, so they would have to get, clearance to. Well, this is China right here, so they more likely flew over, or well, they share a border with Russia. If I'm not mistaken, they share a border with Russia. So yeah, they could have just flew over Russia. All right. So
recent deployment of North Korean troops to support Russia in the Kursk border region, where Ukraine has held territory since August. Let's take a closer look at why the ATACMS is considered such a high-value asset for Ukraine. First, let's consider the M777 howitzer. While it is a cost-effective artillery system, it has a relatively limited range of just 25 miles, which is approximately 40 kilometers. This makes it effective for battlefield operations, but restricts its reach to targets closer to the front lines. Next, we have the HIMARS, or High Mobility Artillery Rocket System. This system effectively doubles the range of the M777 howitzer, extending its reach to about. It can deliver powerful salvos over a range of 45 miles, which is around 70 kilometers. Finally, Russia holds a significant advantage with the Kinzhal missile. This missile can be launched from the ground or air, typically from fighter jets, and boasts an extraordinary range of approximately 2,000 kilometers, around 1,242 miles. Let's take a quick look into the ATACMS missile and its variants. This missile was designed to operate from two platforms, HIMARS and MLRS. HIMARS carries one missile pod, whereas the M270 carries a two-section pods. Let's explore the basic tactics and maneuvers involved in launching this missile. Step 1. The Lockheed C-5 Galaxy aircraft transports the MLRS to a designated safe location. Once loaded, it can be rolled on and off this aircraft and becomes operational within 15 minutes of landing. Step 2. The crew unloads the MLRS along with the reloader and launchers. Step 3. The battalion travels nearly 70 kilometers or 40 miles closer to the front lines. Step 4. The control and command center designate targets to be destroyed. Step 5. In high-threat situations, the MLRS utilizes a shoot and scoot capability to enhance crew and platform survivability. The MLRS capacity to deploy, shoot, move, and reload within minutes significantly impedes an enemy's ability to locate and target the firing platform.
Let's look at Ezekiel, the 38th chapter. And it says here, it doesn't mention every single nation. That's my point of bringing this up. That's going to be involved in the Third World War. So specifically in Ezekiel 38. But it mentions Persia, Ethiopia, Libya, Gomer, the house of Torgama in the north quarters. I believe that's Turkey. house of Torgama, and all the bands and many people with thee. Be thou prepared and prepare for thyself, and thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. All right, so Moab is not mentioned here, but Moab is a part of the army that's going to help. They're going to help each other in the Third World War. So this is right here at the in the beginning stages of the Third World War. We're technically in it. It's just not official. All right, and Ukraine, and the battles being fought on Ukraine, and just like different wars, the World War I, World War II, the area in which they fought changed. All right, and we believe, according to what Joel, that the war is going to shift into what we call Middle East or West Asia, in Arabia, toward the land of Israel. That's where we believe the war is going to shift. But right now, it's it's in the Ukraine, and all their proxies are coming to light. You got Ukraine, but the proxies are France, Britain, America, and you got on the Russian side, you got the Moab or Chinese, or being identified now as North Korea. And when you read Joel 3:1-2, it says, "For behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem," meaning take us out of slavery, all right, free us from captivity and from exile. Second verse, "I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat." All right, that's not in the Ukraine. That's farther west into the West Asia or the Middle East. All right. "And will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land." So we know that the majority of the Israelites are not in the land of Israel. All right. The majority of the Israelites are scattered, according to prophecy, are scattered throughout all nations, including amongst the Palestinians and the so-called Jays. All right, but the majority of the Israelites are scattered in east, west, north, south of the original land of Israel. You have mainly Arabs and Khazar Edomites dwelling in the land of Israel. And so the valley of Jehoshaphat is the Arabia. All right. It's not the Ukraine. So we know the position of the war is going to change. All right. So I'll leave that there. Hope you edified. Shalom.